The goal of the initial meeting is simple: to give you the information you need to decide if you want Johnson McGinnis Elder Care Law and Estate Planning to serve as your family's guide during the long-term care journey. Expect to be in the initial meeting for up to 2 hours. In addition to one of our attorneys, you will be joined by other members of the Johnson McGinnis team who will play a role in the implementation of your life care plan.
We have a team approach here at Johnson McGinnis Elder Care Law and Estate Planning because we know it really does take a village to help with the multiple needs and goals of our clients. So we have this multidisciplinary team of professionals, whether they're attorney professionals or non-attorney professionals like social workers. We have a gerontologist, a former long-term care ombudsman. They all function as elder care coordinators, and they're experts in their field that help clients with their care worries and advocacy needs. Then we have public benefit specialists that help with government benefits that most older adults have, like Medicare, and some specialty benefits like veterans benefits or Medicaid planning when that happens. Then there's a whole host of support people that are perhaps behind the scenes, but still working very hard to make sure trust funding's complete, educational needs have been met, deeds properly recorded. It takes all of us to help meet these goals and expectations of our families.
What are your concerns in keeping you up at night? We need to know what those are, and those are different for everyone. When people come and sit down with the attorney, they have an expectation. We are here to have you fix problem X or problem Y. Well, I can't do that unless I know specifically what is the problem. Sometimes it's very generic. Hey, Chris, we just want to get our ducks in a row. Very easy, very straightforward. But I've had people ask for very specific things. And the problem is sometimes they hear it because this is what a neighbor did or this is what a friend did. And the problem is estate planning is not a one-size-fits-all thing. And that's where people look at those online, document drafting softwares and whatnot. And what I tell people all the time is, yeah, you can pay for documents, but the problem is that's not really what you're paying for in an estate plan. You're paying for the expert counsel, the expert advice, and the navigation through it, which is why I love the way we represent, that over time, the relationship representation allows us to deal with families' dynamic positions because their lives are going to change. And when we're along for the ride with them, when something happens, they can reach back out to us. So we go through, we set the table with worries, set the table with goals. Often I'll ask, why now? I love hearing the impetus. Oftentimes it'll bring an event to the surface. Well, we had a fall or we had this, and that's really important. Falls aren't normal, and we want to make sure that families know that, and there are things we can do to mitigate. Then we go through the education, and then I set the table with the planning, and that's when I get into, okay, here's kind of the spectrum of planning we can do for you. We can do very basic planning. We can do probate avoidance planning. We can get really in the weeds with some complex asset protection planning, and it really comes down to the intersection of what the client's needs are, what's best serves the client, what planning best serves the clients, and what planning the client is most comfortable with. And that's the last piece that a lot of attorneys miss. They think cookie cutter, this is what the client needs, and I'm gonna make them understand. Absolutely not. Your client needs to be on board because this isn't our plan. This isn't a Johnson McGinnis plan. This is our client's plan, and we want them to be happy and comfortable with the planning that we've provided.
The initial meeting can reveal surprises. During the conversation, many families discover that their worries aren't what they thought they were.
When we meet with our prospective client and their families that they bring to the meetings, we spend up to 2 hours trying to delve into what their worries are, what are the concerns that have caused them to reach out and come plan with us. And as we identify those worries, we consider, well, what would the consequence be if this was not well addressed versus how could life be better if we helped alleviate that worry? A lot of times families worry about using all of the resources to take care of one parent or one spouse, while the other spouse may be worried that, is there going to be money left over for me? So that's a big worry, or worry about keeping a home or a farm in the family Once we assure them that there are means to meet those concerns and that we can help alleviate their worries, they say they feel a weight's been lifted off their shoulder and they have more energy to focus on the immediate quality of care concerns, because caregiving can be draining even if you're not worried about those future consequences.
The initial meeting is also educational. You will learn about the care continuum and how needs change as a loved one's condition progresses. You will learn about common misconceptions about the long-term care journey and the importance of making informed decisions.
Life care planning is a holistic approach to elder care law that incorporates a multidisciplinary team to help older adults and their families deal with the legal issues, personal care concerns, and healthcare financing.
The life care plan recommended for your family will be for a specified length of time. The plan is built to be flexible due to the great variability in how an illness can progress. This makes it easier for your family to respond to changing needs. After a question and answer period, you will be asked to decide how you want to proceed. If you choose to proceed with a life care plan, you will sign the agreement and pay the agreed upon fee by check or credit card before the meeting ends. If you choose not to move forward, you will be asked to pay a consultation fee. If you are like most families, you will find the initial meeting to be educational and eye-opening. It will also be a huge relief as you realize that you don't have to navigate the uncharted territory of long-term illness on your own.